International has accused authorities in Myanmar of dehumanizing Rohingya Muslims. The rights group says the restrictions imposed on the minority population amount to apartheid. It's the conclusion of a two-year report into the situation in Myanmar's Rakhine state. More than 600,000 Rohingya have fled into neighbouring Bangladesh since August to escape a violent security crackdown.
Following a two-year investigation, which involved multiple field trips and interviews with hundreds of people, Amnesty International has established that Myanmar authorities have imposed a systematic and state-sponsored system of segregation and discrimination on Rohingya, with all aspects of their lives being severely restricted and their rights being violated on a daily basis. We have concluded that this system amounts to the crime against humanity of apartheid.
Well, for more on this, we're joined by Yuval Ginbar, a legal advisor at Amnesty International in London. Good to have you with us. So we've been hearing there about the abuse and the discrimination and the restrictions imposed on the Rohingya. In your opinion, does this amount to a violation of international law? And if so, is there any recourse?
Yes, it does. It amounts to a crime against humanity and the specific crime of apartheid as defined by the Convention Against Apartheid and by the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court. There is recourse. The first stage has to be investigation. We're not very hopeful that the Myanmar government will investigate itself, but there is a fact-finding mission appointed by the Human Rights Council, the UN Human Rights Council, and so far it's been blocked from entering Myanmar, and we hope that this at least will get into motion now.
Well, you say that you're not hopeful of an investigation by the Myanmar government. In fact, the Myanmar government has said all along that there is fault on both sides, and what it is responding to, or has been responding to, is extremism among the Rohingya community. What do you say to that?
Yes, there was an attack, and it's not the first one, on security forces, but you don't respond to an attack on your security forces by targeting the whole population and basically kicking them out.
And in terms of discrimination, the report talks about a ghetto-like existence. I mean, that is, we're talking about restrictions from anything, including healthcare and education, all the basic things that populations normally take for granted.
Yes, for instance, if there's an emergency in a health emergency in a village near Sitwe, the capital of Rakhine State, if it's during night, there's curfew, so there's absolutely nothing they can do. If it's during the day, they have to get permission. Then they're escorted by the army to Sitwe Hospital, and they would be treated in separate Muslim wards, very much reminiscent of what happened in South Africa a couple of decades ago. 3 decades
Yuval, thank you very much indeed for speaking with us. Yuval Ginbar from Amnesty International there.